Hi guys, I'm Dominique and I'm back with another video. And as you can see by the title, in today's video I'll be discussing 5 things that I wouldn't say hate, but I would say strongly dislike about my sailing with Virgin Voyages. Now let's get into the video. So if you've been watching my content on TikTok, Instagram, even here on YouTube, I've been posting my experience when I sail with Virgin Voyages. I sail with Virgin Voyages, which is an adults only cruise line. I left here from Miami, which is where I'm based, and I sailed to Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, and I also sailed to Bimini, Bahamas, and we stopped at Virgin Voyages like own little beach club that they have called Beach Club at Bimini. Overall, I absolutely love my sailing with Virgin Voyages. I would 100% sail with them again. I want to do either their Mexico one or just their quick weekend trip to Key West. All of their sailings stop at their beach club in Bimini, Bahamas, which is amazing. It's their own private little beach club. Virgin Voyages passengers are allowed on that beach club, which is great. So I'm gonna say that the first thing that I strongly dislike about Virgin Voyages is the Wi-Fi. Now I understand that some people, they can go a certain amount of days or even months without, any internet access or without their phones or anything tech in general, right? But for me, being a full-time content creator, my plan was, well, let me start by saying Virgin Voyages, their Wi-Fi is absolutely free, and that's for basic Wi-Fi. Keep in mind, basic Wi-Fi. Me as a full-time content creator, my plan while I stayed with Virgin Voyages was, every day while I was there, I was gonna edit a YouTube video for you guys. So you guys can honestly feel like you're there with me, even though like I posted the videos way after I came home. But I just wanted you guys to feel like you were there with me like each day. So my plan was to edit all of my YouTube videos, day by day, as well as post all of my content day by day, right? So I brought all of my camera equipment so I can shoot all of my content. I brought my laptop, everything that I needed to basically shoot and edit my content, right? Guys, when I say the Wi-Fi it wasn't like absolutely terrible, but the Wi-Fi was like kind of bad. And when I say bad, I mean you could barely browse the internet. Any chance of me basically editing content just like went out the window after day 1 because the Wi-Fi was like really that bad. Now I did upload day by day, even though I didn't upload much, but I did upload like to my Insta story. I can say I did that. I've uploaded to my Insta story day by day, and even still it took like a long time for just one little video, one little small clip to upload, one little picture to upload on my Insta story. Like that was crazy. But like I said, my plan was to edit my YouTube videos or edit my content every single day, and I didn't get a chance to do that until I got home. So like I said, the Wi-Fi is pretty basic. It's absolutely free. It's included in your sailing once you sail with Virgin Voyages. But they do have a premium Wi-Fi package, which is $50, which I feel like, okay, I should have upgraded to the premium package if I wanted to edit my content every day while I was on the cruise, right? It all worked out either way, but the premium Wi-Fi is $50. And I've been hearing it from other people and seeing other reviews. I heard that the premium Wi-Fi is way better, way faster. It's $50 for your whole sailing, so it's not like $50 a day or anything. Like it's $50 for your entire sailing. I've been hearing from other people the premium Wi-Fi is way better. It's way faster. You can stream with the premium Wi-Fi. So that's thing number 1 that I didn't like about sailing with Virgin Voyages. So keep in mind of that. Like if you're a content creator like me, if you do plan to edit while you're on the cruise, purchase the premium Wi-Fi like day one that you step on board and you connect the Wi-Fi. It'll ask you, basic, which is free, or to say premium, $50. Click the premium if you want like full internet access. So that's just thing number 1. The second thing that I really didn't like about Virgin Voyages was, and I've been hearing this a lot just seeing other videos, the Virgin Voyages app. You guys, the app it's a good app, right? I'll give Virgin Voyages that. It's a good app. I love how it keeps you updated. I love the layout of it. But the app, it just crashes so much. And when I say crash, I mean, like there were plenty of times I had a dinner reservation and I was like, oh shoot, like what time is my dinner reservation? Like I can't remember. So I had to go on the app and basically you know, figure out what time my dinner reservation was, because it saves everything to your app. They have like this little section, it's like the agenda section, so it's like a calendar, and it shows you what you're doing for each day basically. And keep in mind that you have to do everything on the Virgin Voyages app. You have to book reservations, you book shows, you book excursions, you book everything on this Virgin Voyages app. Having the app is so important, I feel like, or you're gonna constantly have to go downstairs to the sailor services desk and constantly talk to somebody just to book things. And you don't really want to do that, because like as soon as I stepped on board, so many things got booked up so quick. Like there were tons of shows that I wanted to see. But you know, this was my first time sailing with them, so I didn't know that you had to book, like you could book certain things on the app. I thought you had to go to the desk. So I spent like a lot of time going to the desk, and they basically told me, you know, you can book mostly everything on the app. And by the time I figured that out, a lot of the shows that I wanted to see were booked. So that's another thing to keep in mind as well. Like, and you can also book your restaurant reservations, because if you see my previous videos, Virgin Voyages has over like 20 plus eateries on board. 6 of them are specialty restaurants, and for those 6 specialty restaurants, you have to set a dinner reservation. You can also dine there for brunch or breakfast, but you have to set a reservation for that as well. But you have to book your reservation for dinner for the 6 specialty restaurants only on the Virgin Voyages app, right? You can do this up to 45 days before your sailing, which is great. So that's what I end up doing. Like, I think by the time I went on my sailing, it was like 2 months out, if I'm not mistaken, or a month and a half out. So by the time like I downloaded the app and everything, I had already signed up, not signed up, but reserved my restaurant reservations. But like I said, the app is so important for them not to like have it, I would say, like up to date, because it just crashed like every 2 seconds. The app was crashing. Even with like booking my excursion, I was so scared, because before, like the day before I left, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna book my excursion, you know, the day of, because the cruise line, they ended up inviting me. So they gave me like tons of credits and stuff to use in order to book excursions, spa treatments, or whatever. So I'm like, okay, you know, once I get the Virgin Voyages credit, or the sailor loot, that's what they call it. Once you get the sailor loot, I was gonna book my excursion. So when I was looking on the app, it said the excursion was basically sold out. So I had to go to the desk, like as soon as I got on board, the excursion desk, and thank goodness, like they had a couple of more seats left for the earlier excursion. It wasn't on the app, but when I went to the desk, it was there. So they had a couple of more seats left for the excursion, but that was sold out. Tons of the shows were like sold out, not sold out meaning you have to pay for it, but like sold out meaning booked up. Tons of the shows were booked up. Even for the restaurants, like if you want to dine at a lot of the popular restaurants, or like the Wait, Test Kitchen, Extra Virgin, a lot of those were like booked up at certain times. So if you didn't go like extremely early or extremely late, you weren't gonna get a seat like in the restaurant. Even still, like the day of, a lot of the restaurants, when I wanted to change like my reservation time, a lot of the restaurants were like booked up, like all of the times were booked. So please keep in mind, book those dinner reservations like as soon as possible, like as soon as you can. Also, for the brunch/breakfast option, you book those. Like for example, they have 6 specialty restaurants, right? 2 of them being the Wake and Razzle Dazzle. You can have dinner as well as brunch/breakfast at both of those restaurants. So for example, for me, I've been hearing like negative reviews about Razzle Dazzle for dinner, but I heard that they had good breakfast. So I was only there 6 days. Keep in mind, you can only dine at a restaurant once per night. It can be the same restaurant, but I wanted to try all 6 of the restaurants, and I was dining for 6 days. And the last day, the 6th day, I wasn't gonna be there that night. That's the day I go home. So one of the restaurants I was gonna miss. So I said to myself, okay, I can dine here for breakfast. So I dined at the Wake for breakfast and the Wake for dinner, and I dined at Razzle Dazzle for breakfast only. I didn't get to dine there for dinner. So that's how I got a chance to experience all 6 restaurants while only technically being there for 5 nights, if that makes sense. So keep that in mind as well. But yeah, the Virgin Voyages app, they really need to fix that. They need to work on that, especially that being like a main thing that people use while they're sailing on the ship. Number 3 is something that I've never heard like from anyone while watching like everyone else's review videos or just everyone else talking about the ship. So as you can see, I'm a person of color, right? I'm a person of color. you know, they would have little nightly events, you know, live music and everything. Scratch the live music, but they would have like nightly events such pajama party, pool party, any type of party, you know, that they had on the ship. They, you know, had a DJ. And with said DJ, right, you know, I love all genres of music. I do not discriminate at all, but there were just like at all of the parties that I went to on board, they did not play any black music. Like they played one Beyonce song. Like I can count on one hand, two fingers, two black songs they played. They played one Beyonce song and they played Sean Paul. I can't even remember what Sean Paul song they played, but you know, this may not be like a big thing for people, but like when I go to parties and stuff, like I don't mind hearing everyone else's music, like no problem with that, but I just don't want to hear music that I'm just gonna like jump up and down to. Like I don't want to feel like I'm at a techno club, like if that makes sense. Not to disrespect anyone, but like I want to hear, you know, the type of music that I want to hear. And there are other people of color on board as well, which, you know, I feel like want to hear that music also. They really didn't play like a lot of music that I knew. So that's just like another thing that, you know, Virgin Voyages can keep in mind. Like, you know, you do have people from different cultures, different races, backgrounds, whatever, on the ship. So if anything, like try to play music that caters to all audiences and not just one. So that was like another thing that, you know, I really didn't like about sailing on Virgin Voyages. That was thing number 3. And 2, like there also weren't a lot of, I hate to make this like a race thing, I hope it doesn't sound like a race thing, but there weren't a lot of black people on board. Like I don't mean this in a negative way, but I just mean it like I would love to see more of us on Virgin Voyages. Maybe a lot of people just don't know about it. I feel like that's why too I'm promoting it so much like on my page, because it honestly overall is a great ship. And I would love to see like more of us on that ship. Like that would be such an amazing experience. But yeah, that's just thing number 3 that I really didn't like about Virgin Voyages. So thing number 4, which is not a really big issue to me, but I've just been seeing it being a big issue to people, was that Virgin Voyages does not have any alcohol drinking packages. So for me, like I'm fine with just a drink or two. Like I don't have to drink a lot, or I'm not an overly excessive drinker. So Virgin Voyages, they don't have any drinking packages, right? They do charge for alcoholic beverages individually. So like people were asking questions, you know, what's all included? What's included once you purchase a ticket with Virgin Voyages, right? Once you purchase a sailing with Virgin Voyages, it covers all of your food, all of your gratuities, and it covers all of your beverages like soft drink, water, plain coffees, teas. It covers that, but it doesn't cover alcohol. Like you have to pay for alcoholic beverages individually. And I can just say from my experience, you have to pay for alcoholic beverages as well as specialty coffees. So like lattes, cappuccinos, you have to pay for those as well. Just from me being on there, the price range that I saw I didn't get any specialty coffees, but I got alcoholic beverages. From the specialty coffees and the alcoholic beverages, I would say the price range from like $4 to about $17, depending on which drink that you get. Now some restaurants do have like a drink pairing, that's what they call it, a drink pairing, which was one of the restaurants being the Test Kitchen, and I had a wine pairing. The person that came with me did the cocktail pairing, and there were about 6-7 courses if I'm not mistaken, and that was $35 per person. So keep in mind of that as well. How the alcoholic beverage systems work, right? So they give you these little wristbands. Everyone gets this little wristband when they sail with Virgin Voyages. Now I got the black wristband because I was considered a rock star when I sailed with Virgin Voyages. And basically rock stars are people that purchase the rock star suites, like the rock star suite, any of the rock star suites. You get a black wristband. But if you purchase like you know, a regular balcony room, stateroom, interior room, they give you a red wristband. So what they do is you scan this little wristband when you go up to any bar, or even if you're in a restaurant, they scan your wristband. So whatever credit card you have connected to this wristband, it's gonna charge that credit card for your drinks. Now you can see like your wallet on the Virgin Voyages app, meaning how much you've spent so far, which is also a good thing, you know, to keep tabs on how much you basically want to spend on alcohol or anything else while you're on board. So that's a good thing. And you know, Virgin Voyages, they want to be like a cash-free ship, cash and card-free ship, I would say, because You know, even though I carried some cash to take along with me, like while I got off the ship, that was good to have while I got off the ship. But while on board, I didn't use any credit card other than the credit card that was connected to this wristband. And I didn't use any cash because gratuities and everything are included. But what I can say is there is like I don't know what they call themselves, but I'm just gonna say like a team leader on every floor. You know, those are the people that are over your floor. They assist in, you know, keeping your room clean every day. I did have cash to tip them as well because they did an absolute great job at keeping my room like spick and span every day that I left and came back. But that's just thing number 4 that I did not like about Virgin Voyages. So thing number 5 that I'm gonna say, which is the last thing that I did not like about Virgin Voyages. Like I said, do not get me wrong, it was a great sailing overall. I would 100% sail with Virgin Voyages again. But I'm gonna say this because I've had while on board like 2 experiences with the staff when I was like, I would say like 2 or 3. We're gonna say like 2 or 3 experiences with the staff where I was like where I felt like a little uneasy like about the whole experience. So thing number 5 is the staff. Now overall, I would say about 96% of the staff was 100% excellent, nice, did their jobs, courteous, willing to help. I absolutely love the staff on Virgin Voyages, but I had like 2 or 3 experiences where I was like, yeah, like you're gonna get some feedback about me because Virgin Voyages, you know, they hire a lot of, well, I don't know if you know, but they hire a lot of foreign people, you know, people from different countries on their cruise ship, which is cool with me. Like, I don't have a problem with that. But they hire a lot of foreign people on their cruise ship. I was explaining this to someone, and one of my friends, and she knows exactly how I felt. Because, you know, as a black woman, we've both been to Europe before. And we know being in Europe, a lot of Europeans, not all, they are very, what word do I want to use? Microaggressive when it comes to, you know, people of color. So I can say that I've had, while on Virgin Voyages, like similar experiences, not like where the person was like had an attitude, but they were really, basically like rushing me like through the menu. You know, this is my first time sailing here, first time in certain restaurants, first time on board the ship in general. So it was just like they were basically like in a rush, kind of low-key, like they didn't really want to serve you, but I mean, like, it's their job to serve you, but like trying to hurry up and rush you and to like order and stuff, which I also get. Like, you have other people to serve as well, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but you know, that's just the way I felt. Like, a lot of them, not a lot, but those like 2 to 3 people that I experienced, they were very like microaggressive or like showing microaggression, you know, towards me and my guests. And you know, we both felt the same way. Like, why are they rushing us? Like, why does it low-key feel like they don't want to serve us? But I can honestly say the good outweighed the bad, which is a great thing. But that's just something else that I want to add to that. You know, being a person of color, I love speaking for other people of color, just about my experience in general. So keep in mind of that as well if you do plan on sailing with Virgin Voyages. But like I said, the good definitely outweighed the bad. Like, I didn't let that stop my experience. And if you have like any issue, because there was one issue I had where I basically ordered some food, because they do have a little area called the galley, which is kind of like their buffet area, but not really, because someone still comes and serves you. I did have an experience where I wanted to order some ramen. So the guy, you know, this was my first time going into the galley, so the guy was like, oh, you know, you have to sit and then someone will come and serve you. So, you know, I'm sitting there for a while, and the person that takes the order, she went up to his little cooking station, because he was the cook for the ramen. I was like giving them complete eye contact, so I saw what he was saying and I saw what she was saying. So he was basically telling her that, oh, you know, they want to be served, you know, they want to order. So she like looked at me dead in my eyes, because she like mumbled it under her breath and I couldn't really read her lips. But I saw what he said. He was facing directly towards me. She was like facing towards him, but like her back was turned while she looked directly at me. Like, she looked me in my eyes. So he was saying, you know, they want to order. So, you know, I'm taking that as, okay, he told her she's going to be, you know, she's going to help us in a minute. Sis didn't come back for like 30, 45 minutes, but she was like walking back and forth, like walk right past us. So that had me a little pissed off, because I'm like, you know, he told her we wanted to, you know, order something. You can't just go up to the cooking station and order and get the food. It doesn't work like that. Someone has to serve you. So she walked past us like back and forth 30-45 minutes. It took so long to the point where the cook was like, did she come yet? So I was like, no, like we've been sitting here for a while. So it took that long to the point where the cook was like, okay, just like tell me what you want and I'll make it for you. Like, no problem, and I'll let you know when it's done. So that kind of pissed me off, and I told one of the, I guess like the team leads, or maybe they're like managers, I don't know, but I ended up telling one of the managers, you know how what they always say, oh, you know, we value your feedback and blah blah blah. Even still too, like on the app you can make a feedback post or whatever as well, but that was just like, you know, another one of the issues that happened while I was on board. Other than that, like I said, the good definitely outweighed the bad. Overall, I would give my sailing with Virgin Voyages, I would give them like a solid 9. Those are just like small things that I feel like they need to fix overall. But other than that, I would 100% sail with them again. I love the ship. I love how it gives that different cruise experience. It's not like regular cruise lines. And I love the fact that it's adults only. No children, no kids running around screaming, no kids up at 12, 1 o'clock in line getting ice cream. Like, it was just such an amazing experience. I loved it so much. And if you have any questions, like, let me know in the comments below. I'll be certainly sure to answer them for you. I hope you definitely enjoyed this video, and if you sail with Virgin Voyages, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you like, what you dislike, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Peace, guys.